I'm in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. SIG is headquartered here, and the kind of hard to ever interview CEO Ron Cohen is going to sit down with me, and we're going to have a talk about the next generation squad weapon. We're going to be talking about the direction of SIG. We're going to talk about the history of SIG from, probably starting around 2004 all the way up to current day and where SIG is heading. Ron is a hard man to sit down and get an audience with. So I'm excited. I'm thrilled. Like, Google him. He's hard to find information about. He's not that he's recluse, but he's a busy dude running a gigantic company that has been exploding. So I consider this a great honor, and I'm gonna take it with some of a serious degree of responsibility. So here we go, Ron Cohen. We are at the inaugural SIG Next event, which will be a perennial one moving forward, and I'm with the CEO, Ron. You came to SIG 20 years ago, and 20 years ago, this company was a mess. It wasn't SIG Sauer USA. This wasn't what it is. Can you take us back 20 years and then bring us to where we are now?
Whoa, that's a long journey.
I know.
That's a long journey. 20 years is a lifetime. I think SIG always had a brand that I admired as a guy from outside. It just, the company wasn't at the level of the brand. And it was caught in that European-American destructive combo. And the company in the US was mostly a front for a European company. And the European company had no innovation in it, no desire to move towards its customers. And I came in an era where it was starting to really fall apart. And we had, within a month after we adjusted the amount of people, we were down to about 70 people in the company. The company had no engineers. There were few people in the company that worked in the company more than 1 year. So if you'd sit with management at the time and say, hey, what did you do last year? Well, I've been here 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. So it was a train station. That's not how you build a company.
Yeah.
So since that time, it's baby steps. It's hire talented people, create a culture of something, of believing in yourself, believing that you could do something, hiring people that are not afraid to say what they want to say and try something. It was baby steps. Fix little things before you go on. First it was defense. First few years it's defense. Let's fix stuff. Let's solidify manufacturing. Let's bring some rationale. Let's create a team. It was not a team. It started to become a team in a few years. Fast forward to today. I think you've seen it in the last couple of days. It's humbling to be part of a unique group of people that the common denominator is passion and love for the company. You see it in the staff, whether it's in sales, engineering, manufacturing. You see it in the lowest position to the highest positions. You see a culture of, we believe in ourselves. We're not afraid to dream dreams. We're not afraid to fail.
Yeah.
And then you have the military angle, which you obviously appreciate. About a third of the people here are not sure if they're working here or they're working for the military. It's like they're not sure where they are, and that's amazing. You have cops, you have soldiers here, and then you have the other culture of engineers that love to work with product people that are ex-military or shooters.
Yeah.
So the blend in the company of people that are engineers, people that are shooters, and military, and now ammunition, optics, guns, it's just suppressors and training. There's 100 people that train people how to shoot. in this company. When you put that whole package together with a willingness to plan for 2030, what you get is a unique set of circumstances that allows you to take big risks.
Yeah.
And that's what SIG does.
There's two with the staff here, overarching characteristics. One is ownership. I hear the word we when they're talking about SIG. Like it is not I work for, it is this is mine, and there's a possessiveness of it, which is a really beautiful culture.
We love
They're
it.
proud of every single thing that they touch. If they're an optics person, their fingerprints are on it. Whether it's named after them or not, they are proud that they did something related to that product. The other characteristic that I think is absolutely remarkable in addition to the ownership is expertise. They are masters of their craft, not just the shooters. Like it's embarrassing going to shooting next to a Horner or a Lane or a, Max.
They
like,
make you look.
It looks, I shoot fine, and then you're just standing next to that guy, and you're just like, come on, man. That is one level of expertise, but the engineers, to the optics, to the, when you say a third of the military, they're not just anybody from the military. Yeah. You find talent, the most extraordinary, talented people that are truly masters of the craft and experts from their field, and they want to come here and then own a part of SIG and be proud to be part of it. How do you create that culture?
It starts with one, and he hires the next guy.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. You've been in various groups, and if you have a good guy somewhere, he creates around him that level of energy and collects great people. And I think it took a long time. We made mistakes around the way of who came into the company, but eventually the culture will spit them out because they don't fit, they're ego-driven, or they're not into teams. And what you have today is an exceptional energy of people that really enjoy working together.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could see it when you talk
You
to
can
the
feel
people.
it.
You could feel it. It's literally humbling.
Yeah.
And I use that word quite a bit because I don't know what to say, but when I drive home on a Friday, it can be a shit week that half of the things didn't go as you wanted, but you still drive home, it's Friday afternoon, and you're saying, I'm lucky to be part of this. This is an exceptional group.
Yeah.
And I always love to be part of high skill groups or kind of talented groups of people, and you get it at SIG.
So from 2004 to 2024, you've had marquee products that revolutionize. You see the 226 going to the Navy SEALs. You see more SIG products exploding into law enforcement, it then becoming like the most sought after pistol by large departments. And it was recognized as safe, reliable, dependable. So in those 20 years, you go from 70 employees to thousands of employees now. You've competed for, been awarded, and won pretty much every single small arms contract with the United States military, the largest military on the planet, the individual weapon, the rifle, the pistol, the unit machine gun, and the squad machine gun.
And ammunition.
And that is where we are now, which 20 years ago, I don't think anybody would believe that the SIG of today exists. But where are we going now?
Look, I think that, when we look back, a lot of things happened. We are now at the ground floor of a revolution in small arms. One revolution is a small arms revolution. When you look at the catalyst to it is, one, wars around the globe. Two, is technology change of body armor from our enemies that in many ways creates a problem for our historical fleet of weapons. Mm-hmm. And small arms category never got the funding and the love from politicians and from budgetary side on the military. And it was just, let's evolve it a little. What happened in the last few years is a willingness in the United States to use the word revolution. Mm-hmm. And this year is the first year where the U.S. military, the best military in the world, is adopting a whole new set of ammunition, rifle and machine gun. We're at ground floor of a change that in the next 10 years will come like a storm throughout the forces. I came back from Europe last week, meeting European militaries. I could tell you, they're paying attention to what we're doing in the United States. That will be a new messaging that will take 10 to 20 years to adopt around the globe with our friends.
Yeah.
It will bleed into the consumer, us consumers. The ammunition change, the hybrid / high pressure ammunition is going to affect all of us. Yeah. Our rifles, whether for hunting or self-defense, are going to change. We're just starting it. Today, you're being exposed to something that basically can take a piece of steel that's 5/8 thickness and 5.56 scratches it, 7.62 by 51, 308 makes an indent, and our ammunition just goes through it. How scary is that to be the bad guy?
Yeah, it's pretty.
I don't want to be the bad guy.
Tom was there when I walked the factory floor, and I picked up, like I carried a 240, I carried a 249, like.
You could carry a 240. I carried a 240. I'm smaller.
And then I picked up our guns, and I said, my brain couldn't. The 338 Norman Magnum, first of all, the flatness of it, the lack of wind effect on it, the velocity of it, the penetration of it, the overall performance of that bullet. My brain, a 20-year sniper, I couldn't wrap my head around what that bullet could do. And then adding to it, as I'm sitting here holding like the new squad machine gun, and it feels like an M4.
Feels like your rifle.
Yeah, feels like my rifle.
And when you shot it, it gave you recoil like your M4.
That's right. And I was speechless, and I was recognizing that this is about to be handed into soldiers. Whatever the next conflict is, woe on our enemy.
Think of how you were a 240 guy at some period of your life. Think of the lack of mobility, even a big boy like you.
Oh man, it was hard.
It's hard to move with a 240. Yeah. Now imagine yourself going back and carrying a 250. Now how effective you were as a sergeant, as a gunnery guy with that 250.
Man, I remember in 2008 looking up a hill with a 240 and being like,
how am I going to get there?
I can't get up there.
Or you saw a column of vehicles at a click away, a mile away, and you have at best a 240. Okay, what are you going to do?
Yeah, 72 by 5.1, 175 grain bullet that's going to travel 2,700 feet per second. I have a 600 to 800 meter range.
And your 50 cal that you barely know how to shoot was sitting a mile down because it can't climb with you.
Game changer is the word that you guys use, and it is going to change it.
Now you have a 338 that comes up the hill with you because it weighs less than a 240, and it can knock down that vehicle at a click and a half.
Yeah.
That is what excites me. It's a revolution that's coming to a theater near you now, in our lifetime. And I couldn't be more excited. And the bleed over into the consumer, you're a hunter. It's going to revolutionize hunting.
Yeah.
The cross rifle that I'm sure you shot.
I have shot and I've hunted with it.
So I don't know if you're as good as the guy that just shot something a couple of days ago. One of our boys had, I think, a man target at a mile with a 277 Fury from a 20-inch barrel. That's all. Not 24, not 26, at a mile.
Yeah.
Hitting targets at a mile. Think of what happens in the next 5 years in hunting.
I cannot wait.
The flatness, the accuracy, it blows you away.
Yeah.
And we couldn't be more proud to be part of that revolution that's coming.
I'm proud of being in the military and seeing the guns from here being handed to a soldier that's about to go and protect.
You wish you were back there.
Oh, for forever, But they raised their hand and they took that oath of enlistment, and they can't do it without the right tools, and they're coming.
And you were infantry. I think over the last 5-6 decades, infantry got the short end of the stick. You
They
got
always
a
do.
new F-35, a new this, a new that. What about the grunts that run on the ground? Now that's changing.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I'm
God.
so proud to be part of that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for everything that you're doing. Thank you for your time. I know it's highly sought after, and
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
beautiful place.
Thank you.